tried to do this 10 years ago, I would have been completely shunned.
Right.
But because of the internet, the consumer can pick what he wants. He or she wants. They don't have to go, oh, I have to go to the DVD store. I mean, who goes to the video store more anyway?
Yeah.
You don't feel like, oh, here's my 3 options, you know? There's something I really like, but I like this one. I dislike this one the least, you know? You can find whatever niche or genre or whatever you like on the internet, and porn is really kind of slow to catch up onto. What is more popular on the internet is really what's more important than DVD sales, because DVD sales are down the drain like crazy.
They're sinking.
Exactly.
I was never one of those guys. I was lucky enough to be of the VCR generation.
Oh, I have VCR.
And I have a huge collection of pornography that I spent not a dime on. I would just get like a buddy would like be like, oh, someone left this at my house. Do you want to take it? Or here, borrow this. Or I have no place to put this. My wife's looking, my girlfriend's looking through my stuff. Can I hold it here till I'm out of college? And it just amassed, and now I have it, and I don't know what to do with it, and it's at my parents' house of all places. Because I got to find someone to push it off to, but it's a dead thing. But DVD, I don't think I bought one DVD. Actually, I did. I bought one DVD video. It was the Amy Fisher one.
Oh yeah.
I was drunk in a bar. The guy came by and he was like, "You want this?" I was like, "Sure." How much? He was like, $5. I bought it. So there you go. But I saw your site. Your site's fantastic. Why don't you plug that?
MeowMistyDawn.com.
Okay, and what can our listeners see there, get there? Why should they go aside from just you beautiful, beautiful thing?
Well, thanks. I blog regularly, and I blog in a very stream of consciousness, matter of fact, what is really going on in my life, what good times, bad times, everything.
Right.
I kind of don't really think about I don't think I'm a porn star per se. I think I'm just kind of like a life blogger and adventurer, and I happen to videotape when I have sex and set up when I'm going to shoot it. But
sure.
It's just I want to express, and through my videos, I do things that I like, and with people that I like. All of them are kind of nerd undertones. Like, oh, we're playing a game, and whoever loses has to blow the other person, or and silly porn plots. Like one of them was. Prince Joshua, and he pretended to own a video game company, and I had to go on the casting couch to get a job, because porn plots are already ridiculous.
Yeah.
So let's make them ridiculous and poke fun at them at the same time.
That's fantastic. So now we touched on the part that I was going to get to, so we're going to stop the recording right now, and then we're going to get into the fun part.
Okay.
All right, let's see. Earlier in the podcast, I could hear your Legend of Zelda ringtone.
Oh yeah.
So you are a gamer girl, and you're a true gamer girl at least, because I think a lot of what's going on in entertainment, at least mainstream entertainment, and I'm sure being that you are a girl who is true to the gaming lifestyle and to the geek lifestyle, you're starting to see. I'm starting to see a lot of girls who are like, yeah, I'm all for gaming and woo, and I feel a lot of it might just be for a career, that they feel I have a niche, and I'm sure to a certain extent they are very real. But I'm sure there's a certain percentage of them that are just kind of like, I can do enough reading and I can pull it off. And maybe at some point it will become a real thing. But I think you are the real deal.
Well, thank you. I definitely agree with you. It's kind of funny because I always joke, I was a nerd before it was cool. Like, I got made fun of before it was, like, cool to be a nerd growing up. And now I see all these girls, a lot of them are like, oh, I love video games and I love comic books. So then I get excited because I'm like, oh, I'm going to meet this girl and we actually have something in common, a chick who likes the same stuff. And it's more like, I like playing Farmville on Facebook. I play Call of Duty on my boyfriend's Xbox. And it kind of bums me out, especially when some of them get the attention for being like nerdy girls. And it's just like, to quote the Unforgiven video on YouTube, that I'm sure everyone's seen, the Unforgivable. Yes. Bitch, you ain't no nerd, is how I feel a lot.
And I think if you were to see me right now, I am dyed-in-the-wool nerd. My fiance just recently found out that at my parents' house are 27. What are those, like 4 gallon drum? Those big things you see at Target You ever go to Target, you see those big storage bins, like hefty storage bins?
Oh yeah, I know about.
At my parents' house, I've got 27 of those with action figures, carded, uncarded, uh, all the old Marvel collector cards. And that's not counting my comic book collection proper that is also still at my parents' house. But I just can't take that out of their house till I get my own house. I don't have the space for it.
What, 27 bins is quite a lot.
Yes. I will be selling them soon on eBay to help fund the wedding fund. So.
See, for investments.
Yes, exactly.
You're playing with toys. No, I'm playing with investments.
So what comics do you read? Do you read anything are you more, do you buy floppies? Do you buy trade papes? Manga, darker stuff? What are you reading right now?
I don't keep up with a lot on the regular basis. I kind of always read Spider-Man off and on. I read The Walking Dead when it was in print. Well, I mean, it's still in print, but before the show, which I love the show, by the way. It's amazing. But
it's a fantastic
I know everyone
show.
has their differences, but as a show, the show's good.
Yeah, and I like I like the fact that it's kind of in a different universe.
Yeah, and it's not so much about the zombies; it's about the survival of a group of people, which I really like. It's much more relatable and you can connect with the characters. Although, who knows, we might have a zombie attack. But I think it's a more realistic view of what goes on. I'm more of a gamer nerd, honestly, straight up. I've always been more into gaming and toys, but I dabble in some comics here and there.
I know from that you have a special place in your heart for The Legend of Zelda, if you will.
I do.
Do we go all the way back to Gen 1?
Oh, we go back to the NES. I grew up, my mom actually owned a video store that she inherited from my papaw. That, back then you could actually rent the consoles and the games from
Right. I remember that then.
Yeah, so I always had like the newest consoles and the newest games to play when they came out.
Oh,
so
that must have been awesome.
Playing games very regular until about PS2. I kind of died down because my mom closed the video store, and it wasn't until Xbox 360 and the PS3 that I really, really started hitting back to the controller pretty hard.
Right. I myself, I grew up with the NES system. I had that for a long time. My dad, to this day, still has his Game Boy, and every day he plays Zelda at least once a day.
Aww.
He plays it so much that actually he can probably, the original Legend of Zelda, I think his record time was 1 hour and 10 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, he just used to speed through it, just go through it, knew exactly where to go, what to avoid. He was he was hardcore. And I was always a Super Mario Brothers guy. And then I guess I grew out of it, I guess, to a certain extent. I think more my young money was my young money. It's a rapper. My youthful spending went to comics and toys, and much like you, till my fiance bought me the 360. I really didn't play with games. I was kind of I went through this. I didn't know what to get. Do I get a PS3? Do I get a 360? I went with 360 simply for I forgot what game it was even at this point. But my game of choice right now is and I still play it is Modern Warfare, Call of Duty. It's the what is it? Modern Warfare 2? I don't even know.
Yes.
I play it so much.
Yeah, Modern Warfare 2 is really popular. I got really hooked on the first one, but I'm not. I did like 2 when they were going through war too. But I'm not a big first-person shooter. I kind of go for first-person shooters when I'm drunk and playing games and just want to talk shit.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. And it is always fun to say your mom to everyone.
Well, when my girlfriend calls it, what we call it at our house is it's either my therapy or sweetheart, I gotta go shoot some kids from the Midwest.
Pretty much. Or I have to get beat by 12-year-olds that can play way better than I can for some reason.
Oh. And I stopped with the headphones. I just couldn't do it because you hear the kid's voice. He's a 12-year-old, he's a 13-year-old boy and he sounds like a girl, and I just can't curse at him. I feel horrible. So I just do it aggressively now so they can't hear me.
I totally know what you mean. And it's funny because I get that a lot being a girl on there. They're like, you're not a girl. You're just some 12-year-old boy. And I'm like, oh, no, you just got beat by a girl. Just deal with it. It'll be okay.
So what are games you're playing now? What makes your thing sting, if you will?
Well, my favorite game is Oblivion. I replay that several times a week. I'm always working on a new character. But lately I've been playing Portal 2. I finished the campaign all the way through, and I've been playing online. And playing some split screen with my husband as well.
Very nice, very nice. My fiance is not much of a game. I don't know if she's not much of a gamer or we just haven't found the game she likes at this point.
I think it's finding the game. Because he's not really much of a gamer, and I can tell he's trying to get into it because it's an interest of mine.
Yeah.
And some games he'll definitely get down and play for a while, and then some of them he's just really not interested in.
Very well, very well. So let's get into another piece of your life. You are married in the industry.
I am.
To a gentleman, Mr. Michael. I almost said
Michael
Vicks.
Vegas.
Yes, I almost said Michael Vicks. That would have been really bad.
No, I love animals.
You're a horrid person, Misty Dawn. So how's that work out? Like, is it good? I know you were dating for a while and then you just decided to do it in Vegas, and I really envy you because we are getting married in November 19th is our wedding day. And today my wife, my poor fiance, I call her my wife, my poor fiance spent all day putting together the invitations, just pasting things to where they had to go. She got them. A friend of ours did letterpress for them, and it's insane. And I really wish we could have just been smart and just went to Vegas and got married.
It was really fun, and the fun part was that it wasn't even my idea. It was actually his idea. I was coming home from the East Coast from working, and he was like, hey, do you want to go to Vegas this weekend and get married? And I was like, sure, I'll call your bluff, you know. And he was totally serious. I mean, it's wonderful. We're actually planning, we're doing the same thing you guys are doing. We're going to have a real wedding now because none of our family or friends were there. You know,
right.
It's my first time getting married. I really would like to share it with my friends and family. So we're planning for next October. It's going to give us a lot of time. And we really just want to have more of a party with all of our friends.
Yeah.
Or really my friends and family back home that you'll get to know.
Right. Nice. You're doing the big thing?
Yeah, we're going to do a carnival theme wedding.
That's
and
fantastic.
Where I'm from, in Kentucky, it's much cheaper to have a real wedding.
Yeah. We've seen, because we watch the one show that I can actually tolerate that she watches is Four Weddings. And it's amazing how different weddings cost. The East Coast, which is, I'm Italian and Hispanic. She's Italian and Hispanic, and it's either you have a big wedding or you don't have a wedding at all.
Right. The wedding's more for your family than it is for yourself.
Oh, you have no idea. We're getting married in the church because they wanted it that way. So
Aww.
Sometimes you got to make them happy. You know what I'm saying, Misty?
I understand. I hear what I'm supposed to do, but I rarely do.
It's fun though if you like crafts. You could craft your fucking face off. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Oh, I'm so excited about that because I found there's a website called the Offbeat Bride, which is like an alternative bride site, and that's where I kind of found the idea for the carnival theme. So it's like cutouts that you put your face in, like you would at a theme park, where you're like the muscle man or the bearded lady, and I'm telling all my bridesmaids just to pick out a color they want and just go with that. I don't want everyone to have the same dress. I just want it to be as fun and as cheap as possible. My
fiance just poked her head around the wall. She goes, "That's where we got our DJ." That's how we found our DJ on what the web? Yeah, that what you said. Offbeat Bride.
Great site.
Yeah, she wasn't a fan of the knot, and she found Wedding Bee.
I'll have to look that up as well.
Do you like Wedding Bee, sweetheart? Now you're gonna be silent. Oh, I think she went out for a smoke. Yeah, but it's fun. Yeah, we found our DJs there. I'm really excited to hear them. They play vinyl.
Oh wow!